Hey there, this is Jeff Rozak with DeSitter Flooring coming at you with the next phase of our custom hardwood flooring project. You may notice on this floor right now is a little different color than you might normally see in a plywood floor. And the reason for that is we've actually put a sealer down in this project. This is the sealer that has been used on this property. It's a Waco product, the PU 280. Remarkable formulation here. Zero VOCs, which is very important. This whole project is going very green. This is a product you probably would well recognize, liquid nails. This is not what we're using on this project. If your hardwood installer ever shows up to put your wood down with this, not a good idea. We're using an adhesive that's consistent with this sealer here. It's not a solvent based, so the polymers that are in this material will work beautifully with the sealer that we've put down on this floor. Before we put hardwood flooring down on a subfloor, we want to make sure it's flat and it's within the guidelines that it needs to be. So as you can see here on the floor, we've already done our grinding. We've had some high spots and some crowning in here, and we've just sanded those out and just created a nice flat floor here. We've gone through this whole space and used screws to secure this floor to eliminate as many squeaks as possible. Nobody wants a squeak in their floor after they've got a new flooring installed. Probably the most important phase of a hardwood installation is measuring for moisture. We need to know what the moisture content is in the hardwood as well as what it is in the subfloor. And if there's a big disparity between the two, then we have an issue that has to be corrected before we install the product. I'm going to show you here a simple moisture meter. We're going to measure this material here just to give you an idea. So right now this material is really dry, which is good. It's under 5%. And we're going to measure our subfloor. This is beautiful. This is paradise when it comes to hardwood installation. I mean, they're almost perfectly in balance with each other. The wider the board gets, the less of a variance you can have between your subfloor and your hardwood. Now here we have a separating point between two rooms. And we've already cut this material for this space. We call these, in this case, a turn board because it's turned perpendicular to the flooring that's going in the rest of this room. A couple things. One, it actually creates a nice architectural separation from one space to the next. This carpeting will tuck beautifully right up to this wood, and it'll be a nice clean transition. And it's also, it preps this area in case we ever want to add hardwood into this room. It makes for a very easy add-on in this space as well. The other thing I want to point out on this project is we are using flush mount vents on this project. We supply these vents and we only use high output vents. You see in a lot of homes these vents with these little openings in there and none of your air is coming out. We use as much opening as you can get into the vent to allow unrestricted airflow. So here we have all of our materials staged in the home, which is a very important part of the installation process. We call it acclimation. Material has to be delivered into the home. We have to have a staging area inside the home, not in the garage, in a barn, outside. It has to be in the environment. It has to get used to its new home. The rule of thumb is for every inch of width of board you need a day of acclimation. In this case, we've got a 5-inch board and we need 5 days of acclimation. This material's been sitting here for 8 days now. The moisture content is perfect. The subfloor is perfect. Great conditions for a hardwood install.